Most of my life I've spent teaching and running a school that I started. And then I understood it was time to retire and move on. So I retired, and then I went back and did it again. I find myself still doing it again. There's something that needs to happen in education, and I keep searching for more of what that is.
It needs to be driven by the desire of the student.
What's that?
It needs to be driven by the desire of the student. The student who is guiding himself from his own guidance rather than from the conscience that has been assigned to him by those around him.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
This is just an idea I'd like to test out, that unless it has to do with self-empowerment, it shouldn't be part of the curriculum.
Precisely. What are the components of self-empowerment? Personal desire and conscious awareness of how to allow that desire. That's what self-empowerment is. Yes. Knowing what I want and knowing how to proceed in the direction of what I want. And you teach through the clarity of your example. Always.
Yes.
And it's often one to one to one to one to one to one to one.
Yes.
You don't need to worry about things going wrong in the school system, because as much as the powers that be, they've assigned themselves the power, who seek to control the environment.
Yes.
The desire of the children coming in is so strong. Our friend talked about this 17 seconds of holding focus before some momentum begins to proceed, which causes a law of attraction point to click into place, which brings more and then more. And the children who are coming into the school systems these days, they have such power.
Yes.
They have such powerful desire to understand their self-empowerment. It really is the reason that the school systems are sort of breaking down.
Yes.
It's the reason that discipline is such a problem. It's the reason that so many are dropping out. In other words, what's happening in the school systems should be good news to you, because it is an indication of the very self-empowerment that you're wanting for them, you say.
Yes.
Now, if you could reach into infinite intelligence and express a desire, and since all things are possible, you know it, you just told us.
Yes.
As you apply your thought to this subject of schools and children and self-empowerment, knowing all that you know, and it's a lot, because you've had all that hands-on experience, and now you have this powerful desire that is burst within you.
Yes.
What do you ask for? Because we're here to help you get it. What do you ask for? What is your desire for the schools or for the children of the schools? What is your desire? Not how do you seek to achieve it, or how do you think you will accomplish it, or what will it take? What is your desire? Because it's as simple as stating it. We're already in agreement with that. What is it?
It's self-empowerment. That's what it is.
Yeah. And so walk up to any one of them and say to them, if you have an opportunity, I've been thinking about you, and I want you to do that instead of what you're doing. What do you think they would say to you?
Well, they'll resist in some form.
And so you say, you are exactly as I want you to be. You are exactly. What you want to do is more important to you than what I want you to do. Never forget that. And just go to them one by one and tell each of them that. Really good.
Thank you, Abraham, for all you are. I'm needing some help, some clarity around the difference between co-creating and codependence. Have been doing this work for many, many years, and within the context of my relationship, and I think both of us doing work on our own and coming together and doing work. And now, in my wife's case, you always say that what you resist, don't worry about it because it'll grow to a point.
It'll get bigger.
It'll get bigger. And so it got really huge for her. And now I'm finding myself within the context of all of what I thought was co-creation. She's gone, and but I know she's not gone. But it's the things that she's working on in herself have now created an absence in this wonderful co-creative journey that we've shared for 25 years. And so I'm kind of adrift in understanding the part that I play in it and the difference between those two concepts, because I'm feeling very codependent right now, and in the absence of our journey.
Well, everything is a co-creation, because you cannot separate yourself out and be singular. We've been talking about how you're an extension of source energy, and that's just at a minimum, and that's not even the right word. In other words, you can't separate yourself. You are a co-creator. So when you use a word like codependency or dependency, do you mean that your success or your good feeling is dependent upon something that someone else does or is or bees or responds?
I didn't think so, but it's what I'm experiencing now. It feels, I'm feeling.
Well, it's not uncommon. Sometimes it's a rough ride, but a nice gift to discover something that you didn't know. And that is, you may be like almost everybody else you know, where you have been more than you meant to and more than you were consciously aware, making your decisions about what you wanted or who you were or even what you would do based upon feedback from someone else.
Yeah.
And when that feedback isn't there, then that's what makes you feel adrift, because you didn't mean to, but you were using that relationship as your guidance system. A lot of people do that. And so this gives you an opportunity to discover what your true guidance system is. Esther's been eating the other half of what Jerry wanted to eat for so many years that for a while she didn't know what she wanted to eat. Right. The waiter would say, "What would you like?" And she would say, "Give me a minute here." And then for a while, she always just got what she knew he would have gotten, because she was so used to eating the other half of what he was eating. And it occurred to her she really, really, really likes In-N-Out cheeseburgers. Such a shock. Such a shock. So sometimes it's helpful to discover that, in fact, always it's helpful to discover that you have not been living this life experience through all of this time and before without putting plenty of things in your vortex that are queued up for you that will call you. It's just a matter of defining for yourself that you want to find the path to them. You see, we don't think for a moment, and we're really not wanting to spill the beans and give you any advanced announcements, but we do not see this as a permanent separation at all. But we do see it as an opportunity for you to figure out what you want. Our friend would like to take you into his classroom and ask you, what do you want? And then he would like to demand of you, no, don't do that, do that. And you'd say, okay. Right now, you'd go with him.
Right.
Because you sort of kind of think that you want someone to guide you, but you don't.
Right.
Do you?
No.
Huh. So, are you looking forward to some independence?
Some of the time.
And independence toward what end? Independence to rediscover my codependency?
No.
Independence to really articulate, maybe even identify what I really want.
Yeah.
Don't you want the universe to yield to you the things that you are defining that you want. So out of this, what's the bounce you're taking? In other words, in as general or specific terms as you want to speak it. Yeah. What has this experience caused you to be aware that you want?
To give to myself, to go on that singular journey toward.
Seems like the logical answer, but there's an even better way of saying it. Try to find it. What do I want? What have I just recently learned that I want? I want to feel good about me without needing the reflection back from somebody else. I want to be a reflector out rather than a seeker of a reflection in. Pretty good.
Yeah.
So what's required for that? What's required for you to just flow? We've been talking for a while that almost everybody wants to be appreciated. And when you have the wonderful experience of someone holding you as their object of attention and really appreciating what they're seeing, in their alignment, because of their appreciation, they're connected to source energy and they're flooding it all over you. And boy, oh boy, doesn't that feel good? Everybody wants that.
Right.
But if they should take their gaze away for whatever reason, they might even go to sleep. Then if you're dependent upon it, then you feel uncomfortable. So what could you do now that could get the juices flowing that you were appreciating being focused from someone else? In other words,
do that for myself?
For sure, that's a good answer. Right. But here's a really good question that will sort of stimulate something important. And you can't get this wrong because you know the answer, so just relax. But we're just going to present it to you that when you say it, you're really going to like the way it feels and then what comes afterward. Do you think that the best part of a relationship is the love and appreciation that someone's flowing to you? Or do you think it's the love and appreciation that you're flowing to them?
Flowing out.
So has anything changed that keeps you from being able to do that?
No.
And so as you focus there and you just let that be where you get that good stuff from, it is our promise to you that you will return immediately to the resources of your vortex. And then all kinds of things that before this happened you did not have access to will begin flowing into your grid until you'll have a conversation not so far from now that says, oh, that was fun.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We've enjoyed this interaction more than you know, more than you can know, because you can't stand in the precise vibration of that which we are in your physical form. You can come close so that you can feel it in general terms. You can feel the exhilaration that we felt. You can feel the appreciation that we feel for you. You can feel the anticipation that we feel for you. So you're getting a general sense of what it is like for us to anticipate what's coming for you. But our appreciation of you is significant because we are focused upon your willingness to come into an environment where you're willing to explore the combinations of creators, the circumstances of events, some of them wanted and some of them not wanted, and you're willing to give birth to new desires. You're willing to allow yourself to want beyond what you're currently experiencing. And then, for those like you, you're willing to do something even more. You're not only willing to expose yourself to the contrast that causes you to give birth to new ideas, not just new to you, but new to all that is. You're willing to participate in a forum where you can begin to consciously contemplate personal vibrational maneuvering, personal vibrational focusing. You're willing to care about how you feel and willing to think because you want to establish a feeling from the thought. That's a significant difference in the way much of the world is approaching life, because most of the world is thinking its way through and comparing the thoughts one to another.